You got it locked into New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 1, New York.
This program is intended for mature audiences only. If you have any homicidal or suicidal feelings, please consult a doctor before listening to this program.
From all of us at HTLA Radio 1 New York, happy holidays! Oh yeah, there you go. Happy holidays, gang. Yes, I don't know what quite wrong is with my throat today. Could be all that throat cancer. Yes, from all those coffee and cigarette shows. See, I am literally risking my life for you every single weekday just to bring you this fine show. There you go. And, of course, on the fine show today, wow, yeah, dang, it's worth my life, I'll tell you that much. Today on the big program, 6 dead as manhunt ensues in a local PA township, plus the darker side of Darth Gramma. And, of course, not all. I have a butt-breathing turtle. Yes, of course I do. And I'm happy to actually announce today that the United States is okay with religion. Thank God. Oh, come on, that was funny. No? Okay, well, there you go. I guess that's all I get. Okay, well, yeah. So we're all okay with religion, apparently. Yeah. All that and more today. So come on in and grab a cup, have a seat, and of course, light one up, because you've got it tuned to the Coffee and Cigarettes this Monday Mocha. Go, gang. Yes, it's another smoking Monday here at HTLA Radio 2 in the big city. Yes, almost 50 degrees today. Yeah, sunny, 46 degrees right now, currently in the Central Park, and yeah, it's not too damn bad at all. So, heidi-hody, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it may be to you, and welcome, of course, to the Monday Mocha, the Monday edition of HTLA's Coffee and Cigarettes. Yes, of course, on the HTLA Radio 1 New York network. Yes, the what is that, the HTLA Radio Network New York? I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I just work here. That's all I really know for sure. I work here, and of course I never know from day to day how long I will continue to work here. Yeah. Yeah, true story. You never know. But hey, welcome again to Coffee and Cigarettes for this Monday. The what are we now? Jesus, we're the 15th of December. Oh my god. Yeah. Wow, 10 more days. Yes. Well, anyway, of course, in the booth with me this fine week is the lovely Jenny McCartney. Yes, not to be confused with J.J. McCartney or Jenny McCarthy of Playboy. No. So don't do that. Don't even go there. That's not what it is. And also, hopefully, joining me via satellite, as almost always, is the man who actually taught me film and television production. Yes, from A to Z. And he started me out with 2 years of A for acting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. He sent me to acting school for 2 frickin' years before he'd actually teach me anything to do with production. The one, the only, Mr. Louis Lawless. Louis, are you there?
We were 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award, and we didn't.
Which is why you're here hosting on my show. Yes, from the beautiful Mill Bay Studios in Mill Bay, British Columbia, Canada. Yes, all the way on the other side of the planet. Yeah. So how's the weather there, Louis?
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
Okay, well, yeah, that's what I asked. No. What? Okay, well, there he is, and there she is, and here we are. Yes. I also need to mention that today's episode is brought to you in part by Tim Hortons NYC. Yes, the fine folks at Tim Hortons bringing you all their coffee and baked goods, some of which I'm enjoying today, by the way. Yes, now with 8 locations in the city to serve your needs or your looting. Yes. Yeah, so big show today. Got lots of stuff on the old show today. And starting off with I guess we're hitting the top in the news this hour. Yes, I'm turning into a news program, apparently. Yeah. Who knew? I don't want to muscle in on news guys' turf. Ooh. And if you don't know who News Guy is, hey, you're not alone. Most people don't know who News Guy is. Yeah. There we go. So 6 dead currently today is the death toll as of 2:38 p.m. this afternoon. And a current manhunt is underway, although they'll never catch me alive, coppers. A manhunt is underway after a Pennsylvania shooting spree. Yeah. Louis, shooting spree, yeah?
I think it should be short and sweet.
I think most shooting sprees are, but then, of course, there's the aftermath where you got all the cop cars and the ambulances and Bruce Willis with dirty shirts and stuff.
The music is fantastic. Oh, you got to hear it.
Oh, yeah, I did. I saw Die Hard. Oh, there we go. Well, coming to us from WPVI-TV, they've reported that a gunman is barricaded in a house in Souderton, PA, a suburb of Philly. Police were called after 2 people were found dead in a home. 3 others were found shot to death in 2 other locations. It's a multi-location spree, yes. 6 people in total were killed in the shootings in 3 locations in suburban Philadelphia, and the manhunt was underway for a suspect, authorities in Montgomery County said Monday. Police are looking for Bradley William Stone, 35 years old, from Pennsburg, the county district attorney's office said. WPVI-TV reported that police had found the suspect's vehicle in the station, tweeted that the gunman was barricaded. Look at that. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Active police work and Twitter working together. Right there. Yeah. We don't need police radios anymore. We'll just tweet it. My God. Just tweet it. He's barricaded in the town of Souderton. Yes. Where 2 people were reportedly found dead later, multiple media outlets indicated the focus of the manhunt had moved to Pennsburg. Yes, wherever the heck that is. Authorities said the shootings appeared to be related to a domestic dispute. Mighty big family, yeah. Due to police activity in Souderton and Harleysville, wow, where do they get these names? Our schools have been placed on shelter in place as of 8:45 this morning. Well, wait a minute. 8:45 this morning, all the schools are sheltered in place, and the report comes out at 2:38 p.m. How come the schools know this before we do? Just asking. Anyway, all students are safe and secured in their classrooms. Yes. Visitors will be allowed in the schools until further notice. More information can be provided to the parents as soon as is possible. In nearby Lansdale, dispatchers said a SWAT team responded. Officers searched nearby buildings, but after 3 hours, police drew back from the scene without announcing anything about the shooting suspect, NBC Philadelphia reported. Yes. See, and that's the sum and total of the facts that we have on the hour, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, 3:10 Eastern. That's all we know. But that's clearly not all there is, because why would there be a manhunt after one guy when there's 6 people found dead in 3 different locations in Philly? That seems pretty much like a Monday to me. Yeah, I think they know something we don't. See? Yeah. Well, rest assured, yes, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is not the only place that they're having gun fun today. No. 2 more hostages die in a fiery end in a Sydney, Australia siege today. Oh, yes. Yes, it was a tense situation. 16 hours. Australian hostage standoff. Yes, it ended in the eruption of gunfire and death when the heavily armed police stormed a cafe. Oh, my God. We better go to Security Alert 6 here, Louie. Whatever the hell that is. Yeah. Stormed the cafe in the heart of Sydney's financial centre. So, you know, it wasn't no slum, motherfucker. New South Wales State Police Commissioner Andrew Scriponi said the gunman and 2 hostages died in the fiery end to the crisis. See, in American movies here, we like to, have the bad guy, with a gun to the head of a hostage, holding them up in front of them so that the cops, won't shoot them. And, yeah, well, in Australia, we don't freaking care. That's right. We'll just bust into your coffee shop and mow you all down. We're pretty sure we'll get the bad guys if we do that. Yes. Speaking at a press conference early Tuesday, Schiavone said 4 of the 17 hostages and 1 police officer were injured. He lauded the hostages and police for their courage and as the horror unfolded. Yeah, don't praise the people you went in and shot for their courage. You didn't have to go in and shoot them. Oh. This is an isolated incident, New South Wales State Police Commissioner Andrew Scriponi said. This should never destroy or change our way of life. Well, you are an island of prisoners. No, why would that change the way of life? That seems like Australia would be like living in a penitentiary with guns, wouldn't it? Yeah. Scarponi said police moved in when they heard gunshots from the cafe. Ooh. After hours of little movement, live TV suddenly showed a group of about 6 hostages running from the Lindt Chocolate Cafe. Police then swarmed the building and to the pops of gunfire and smoke grenades. Moments later, one weeping woman was helped out by the officers and at least 2 other people were wheeled out on stretchers, one still clutching his coffee cup. There you go. That's me right there. That's the trooper right there. He's got his coffee, man. Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from drinking my macchiato, boy. There you go. Incidents unfolding inside the premises led them to believe that now was the time to deploy, he said. A 34-year-old man and a 38-year-old woman were killed in the firefight. Oh, well, it's Australia. Yes, this is a one-off random individual. It's not a concerted terrorism act or event. It's a damaged goods individual who's done something very outrageous. His former lawyer, Manny Codicis, told the state's news agency, the ABC, Australian Broadcasting Corporation. His ideology is just so strong and so powerful that it clouds his vision for common sense and objectiveness. ABC reporter Soban Hanu said that she heard a volley of gunfire and loud explosions followed by screams and more explosions. See, the first part is news. The volley of gunfire, that's news. Yeah, loud explosions, I'll even give her that. But the followed by screams and more explosions, no, that's just a kind of duh. Earlier, the lone gunman had issued demands and claimed to have bombs scattered throughout the city. Well, I don't know. That sounds kind of terrorism to me. Yeah, the gunman had also released videos on YouTube. What is it with the whack jobs going to YouTube? What is that?
Use power. That's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. We see it in every job. It's the same thing.
Well, I know, but even you never, ended up on YouTube. Oh no, wait a minute. Captain Northside. Yes, the Planet of the Dinosaurs. I believe you are on YouTube there. I think they cut the movie down to like 24 different parts. It's like little 3-minute snippets all the way through the whole movie. It's really annoying. Oh, hundreds of heavily armed police officers, many in sniper positions, had taken control of the streets around the cafe in the area of the Martin Place downtown. 5 hostages were able to flee safely in the first several hours of the standoff. An undisclosed number of hostages remained in the cafe until the fiery resolution, police said. "We are doing all we can to set you free," Scarponi said, and said at a news conference hours after the crisis began. The incident began around 9:45 a.m. Monday. Local time Sydney is 16 hours ahead of New York. And yes, 3 hours before that, the children in schools were locked down for their own safety. Yeah, there you go. So lots of fun man with the gun man, huh? But hey, that's not all the gun news I got for you today. Oh, no, of course not. No, we've got some good stuff for the gun people. Well, actually, no. Yes. Family of Newtown victims sue rifle manufacturer. I always love these cases. It's like, okay, we made the gun, and there you go. And then you go over to Sunkist. Yeah, we made the orange juice that he waterboarded the guy with and killed him. Well, that's it, Sunkist. You're getting a lawsuit. I really don't understand America's logic. If you can explain it to me, I doubt you'll be able to do it in an email, but hey, feel free to fire us one off anyway. Producer at HTLAradio1.com. And, let me know if you think the gun manufacturers are clearly responsible for crimes that people do with their products. Yeah. I don't know how they sell that. I'm thinking you got to be a good lawyer, though. So Hartford, Connecticut, the families of 9 of the 26 people killed and a teacher wounded 2 years ago at the Sandy Hook Elementary School have today filed a lawsuit against the manufacturer, distributor, and seller of the rifle used in the shooting. Let's go after them Sons of Anarchy boys. It's their fault. Mm-hmm. Yes, the negligence and wrongful death lawsuit filed in Bridgeport Superior Court and released today asserts that the Bushmaster AR-15 rifle should not have been sold publicly because it was designed for military use and is suited for hunting and home defense. Let's get something clear here, ladies and gentlemen, right off the hip-hop, shall we? The Bushmaster AR-15 that is sold to the public morons out there, yes, you, the HTLA listener, remember those? Yeah, the gun that's sold to you is a semi-automatic, which means you can hold down that trigger until the end of time, but only one bullet's going to come out. It doesn't even have a 3-round burst like the AK-47. No, it does not. No, you've got single action, and you got that semi-auto, and that's it. Yes, that third full auto operation is military only. Unless you know the right gunsmith and can just get him to file down the bolt and change the receiver. You didn't hear that from me, though. But, so they're not, it's not a military gun. No, it is not. The ones they actually release to the public are, more for going and bagging yourself a deer. Oh, but wait. With that crappy little tiny 223, not really going to help you much with a deer unless you're a hell of a shot. And most people,
it's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Oh, yeah, me too, because it's further illustrates the level at which we deal with the general populace. Yes. Yeah, well, it's okay, because, hey, Louis, you remember I was telling you about that guy here this morning who, thought that we should go back to 1863. Yeah, we'll just reinstitute all the laws from 1863, and that'll fix everybody up today. And no, I won't mention your name, but here's your drum beat. There you go. Yes. In order to continuing profiting from the sale of AR-15s, defendants chose to disregard the unreasonable risks the rifle posed outside of specialized, highly regulated institutions, like the armed forces and law enforcement. The plaintiffs wrote in the complaint, in addition to Bushmaster, the defendants are Camfor, a firearm distributor, and Riverview Gun Sales. The now having problems today. It's Monday. Cut me some slack. The East Windsor store where the gunman's mother purchased the Bushmaster rifle in 2010. Messages seeking comment from the defendants are not immediately returned. The so-called AR-15 rifle was first built by Armalite for military use, but the design was later acquired by Colt, which produced the M16 automatic weapon for the U.S. military in the early 1960s. Colt began marketing the semi-automatic AR-15 rifle in the civilian version of the fully automatic M16. Many other companies have since begun manufacturing and selling AR-15 type rifles and accessories, including the Bushmaster X-15. The rifles are extremely popular in shooting competitions due to the light weight of the gun and the ammunition, and of course the weapon's accuracy. Bill Sherlock, whose wife Mary was killed in the shooting, said he believes in the Second Amendment, but also that the gun industry needs to be held to standard business practices. Give me more money. When it comes to assuming the risk for producing, making, and selling a product. Yes. And to Bill, I say to you, your wife is probably thankful she's dead because she doesn't have to live with someone as stupid as you anymore. There you go. Yes, these companies assume no responsibility, of course, for marketing and selling a product to the general population who are not trained to use it, nor even understand the power of it, he said. The plaintiffs include Sherlock and the families of Vicky Soto, Dylan Hockley, Noah Posner, Lauren Rousseau, Benjamin Wheeler, Jesse Lewis, Daniel Barden, Rachel Diavino, and teacher Natalie Hammond, who was injured during the shooting. Well, injured? You got to be a crack shot to injure somebody on purpose like that. Yeah. Well, the law suits unspecified monetary damages. Yes, there you go. Figure that one out.
He called me, and he called me. He kept calling me, and I wouldn't answer the phone.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Here, Louie, here's a school bell for you. There you go. All right, wake up. Yes, Nicole Hockley, the mother of the 6-year-old victim Dylan and Mark Barden, the father of 7-year-old victim Daniel, appeared at a news conference Monday morning with the U.S. Senators Richard Blumenthal and Senator Chris Murphy. They declined, of course, to comment on the lawsuit and instead pushed the new laws and programs to restrict access to weapons and improve mental health treatment. Wow. Look at that. See, I think that's the first time in print any news agency, anything to do with guns, has actually used the words improve mental health treatment in any of this crap right here. First time. There you go. You heard it here first. Quote, my little Daniel's death was preventable, Barden said. Dylan Hockley's death was preventable. Well, yes, it was. Absolutely. It's your fault. You dropped him off at school that way at day. Jesus. Yeah. Your kid was smart enough to be in school. It's his own damn fault. Yeah. Hey, don't look at me. Same logic here, ladies and gentlemen. The Newtown gunman, Adam Lanza, shot and killed his mother, Nancy, on the morning of December 14th, 2012, before driving to the school and gunning down 20 children and 6 educators with a semi-automatic rifle, he committed suicide as the police arrived. How come nobody is suing the manufacturer of that car that drove him to the school? Come on. Come on! Oh, is it Chevy? Ford? Come on, just say it. We'll have a case ready tomorrow. In 2005, Congress and President George W. Bush approved a federal law that shielded gun makers from lawsuits over criminal use of their products. Wow, there's something Bush did that I actually like. In a lawsuit over the .223 caliber Bushmaster rifle used in the Washington, D.C. area sniper shootings that killed 10 people in 2002, Bushmaster and a gun dealer agreed to pay $2.5 million to 2 survivors and 6 families in 2004 settlement. It was the first time a gun manufacturer had agreed to pay damages, and the line has been endless since. Yes. So this is really just a story for people lining up for money. It's kind of like the bread lines in Russia. They're just lining up for bread after democracy. Remember that? Yeah. Oh, I love that drum. I love that drum. And I know you all hate that drum. That's why I keep playing it. Anyway, gang, we're going to go for our first 2-minute commercial break on this extendo edition of the Monday Mocha. When we come back, lots more fun. Lots more fun, including new studies that find big jumps in teen use of e-cigarettes. Oh, my God, no.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Good morning. Welcome to Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop,
where fresh always tastes better.
What can I make you this morning?
How about our new flatbread breakfast paninis? Made fresh, just for you, with your favorite breakfast ingredients on maple or multigrain flatbread, then grilled to hot, melted perfection. Just $2.99. Who couldn't warm up to that?
Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where quality really does meet value.
Glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum, 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
When you have cable and your picture freezes, you get irritable. When you get irritable, your work suffers. When your work suffers, the wrong man is convicted. When the wrong man is convicted, he has time to think. When he has time to think, he thinks about you a lot. And when he thinks about you a lot, your house explodes. Don't have your house explode. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
I always said shoes are like women. They inspire beautiful music.
But what about these?
Stilettos sound like this.
What does my fragrance inspire?
That's got soul.
My ties are beautiful. They don't need music.
Bringing the stars together. That's the magic of Macy's.
You walked into the hotel as a 5. But when she saw the room, you turned into a weird 7. When she saw the rooftop pool, you went to 11. You two should probably get a room. Oh, that's right. You already did. At Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
From all of us at HTLA Radio 1 New York, happy holidays! Yeah. That's a Kicking back on the lazy Monday afternoon here, the Monday Mocha on your coffee and cigarettes for today, December 15th. And, yeah, you like that Happy Holidays thing. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Yeah, we do it every year. Yeah, that old Christmas thing, that religious holiday. Yes. Yeah, still 47 in Central Park right now. Still sunny and clear. Like that. And, yeah. So before the break, it was all the guns. Yeah, so many guns. And how they're responsible, obviously, for the deaths of untold thousands, really? Yeah. Yes, it's all the guns' fault. I guess we should probably let those perpetrators go, or the ones that we've gunned down. Well, I guess the cops need to go to jail now because they've clearly killed innocent men that were wielding those guns, because it was all the guns' fault. Yeah. You see my argument there? You see why that whole, well, the manufacturers of the guns, had nothing to do with it. Thank you very much. No, they didn't, because, come on, seriously. It's really, sadly, it's laughable. And I say sadly because, of course, these court cases are actually heard, and, there's big stakes involved. These companies that have, in some cases, actually in the case of Bushmaster, who've built up from just a small business in the United States, thank you, American made, these guys have come up through the ranks, they've done the work, they've expanded, they've come out with some excellent products. Nobody cares about that, though. No, and they don't stop to think about the 30-odd years it's taken them to achieve what they've achieved, just for some whack job and some families to come and threaten all that legally with, well, you made the gun, so it's your fault. Yeah. Right. Well, moving on. We've got some fun stuff, including, as of course only coffee and cigarettes would bring you, 2 new studies that have found a big jump in the teen use of e-cigarettes. Yes, what are we going to do now, parents? All our children are inhaling water vapor. It's the end of the world. Oh, my God. Yeah, seriously. 2 new studies have found that far more kids are using electronic cigarettes than previously reported, raising fears that the products could hook another generation of nicotine, even as cigarette use is falling. Yeah, I hate to break it to you there, USA Today. Cigarette use is not falling. In fact, between the ages of 25 and younger in New York, it's now up to 16% in the big city. Yeah, that's right. And you see, that's the problem, actually, when you go ahead and say something's bad. That's bad. Well, what do you think that attracts there? Let's stop and think for a minute. Do, 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 do. Or as my friend Jay likes to say, never mind. Yeah, let's think about that for a second. Who is going to be attracted to something if we say it's bad and stay away? Drugs are bad, okay? Oh, the kids, they get into the drugs. Oh, stay away from that rock music. It's bad news. It's the sound of the devil. Oh, rock music, eh? Okay, thanks. Got it. Oh, and don't you smoke, kids. Smoking cigarettes is bad, okay? Oh, okay. Smoke cigarettes, rock music, sex, drugs, rock and roll. Yeah! We are adept at training our youngsters, aren't we? Yes, we sure are. So, you take your cigarette use on the decline and stuff that up your butt because it's on the rise. Yes. And now, about 25% of high school students in Connecticut and 29% of teens in Hawaii have now taken to e-cigarettes now, according to separate studies. About 18% of the Hawaii teens and 12% of the Connecticut high school students have used e-cigarettes in the past month. Those studies were done back in 2013. Those rates are much higher than the latest data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which found that 45% of listeners to coffee and cigarettes now smoke their brains out. There you go. Authors of the Hawaiian study, published online today in Pediatrics, note that e-cigarette use has grown exponentially among kids, doubling every year since 2009. Sales of e-cigarettes in the USA were $11.7 billion in 2013, according to January report in the New England Journal of Medicine. The Connecticut study was published Tuesday in Nicotine and Tobacco Research. Yes, there's a magazine we should subscribe to. Yes, Nicotine and Tobacco Research. Yes. The Food and Drug Administration has proposed regulating e-cigarettes and other tobacco products, but has not issued a final rule. Yes, that's because we'll take our Bushmaster AR-15s to you, and we'll blame the manufacturer. There you go. So don't you even think about it, FDA. We got you in our sights. The proposed rule would ban the sale of e-cigarettes to people under the age of 18. Yeah, okay. Yes, sorry. Manufacturers of e-cigarettes would have to register any new products with the FDA. Oh, see, that's the real story right there, boy. Oh, you're not lining our pockets enough there, e-cigarette companies. You're not part of the big tobacco that we've already had in our pocket for decades and decades. You're new and technologically newfangled and all that. We're going to have to get our piece out of your little wallet. Although 40 states currently prohibit e-cigarette sales to minors, 16 million kids under the age of 18 live in states where they can buy e-cigarettes legally. According to a report released Thursday by the CDC, e-cigarettes resemble cigarettes but contain no tobacco. They heat a liquid into a vapor that's inhaled. The liquid contains nicotine as well as chemicals and flavorings such as chocolate, bubblegum, and mango. Well, this is something for you PCers to come back and kick you in the face, because the only people that smoke chocolate, bubblegum, and mango are homosexuals, and you voted for the right for them to be equal and have parades and smoke bubblegum e-cigarettes, so suck it. There you go. The Smoke-Free Alternatives Trade Association, it's really the FDA, just under a different name, an e-cigarette industry group, says it opposes marketing to minors, but it supports the ban on sales of e-cigarettes to people under 18. Yeah, because they'd care. That's nothing new. Hasn't there been a ban on anybody in cigarettes under 18, forever?
You being Catholic, you realize that you can have birth control. You realize that?
Yes.
I think it should be short and sweet.
What, your e-cigarette?
That was a mistake on my part.
Well, that's okay, as long as, it's okay.
That's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. We see it in every job. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And I'm with you. And here it is again, rearing its ugly head, apparently, somehow. Yeah. Manufacturers say e-cigarettes are a suitable substitute for tobacco and can help adult smokers quit. Well, yes, because that's what all the tobacco companies want, you to quit. But authors of the Hawaii study note that e-cigarettes are marketed in places that are popular with teens, such as shopping malls and movie theaters. Many teens who use e-cigarettes have never tried conventional cigarettes, the new studies also show. Quote, there is no question that e-cigarettes are a gateway to smoking. It's a gateway drug. It's a gateway drug. I'm telling you, they start with that, they'll be snorting crack. Oh, man. We haven't gone anywhere since the 1960s, have we? No intelligence. No, come on, really? Peter Ham, oh, this ought to be good, a spokesman for the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, says that the FDA should quickly put its proposed regulations in place. Quote, we can't afford any more delays by the tobacco industry. Time to continue targeting kids with this new generation of products, Ham says. 2/3 of the teens in Hawaii survey saw e-cigarettes as healthier than traditional cigarettes, which may explain why more of them had experimented with e-cigarettes than other drugs. About 47% of the Hawaii teens had tried alcohol, 18 tried marijuana, and 15% had tried conventional cigarettes, and 94% lied. There we go. Studies show fewer kids today are using conventional tobacco. That goes back to the 94% lying. There you go. Conventional cigarette use among teens has been cut in half since 2000. Wow, really? Because if what you say is true, there was close to 80 million children smoking in 2000. Falling from 28% of high school students in 2000 to just 12.7% of high schoolers in 2013, according to the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids. And you know, when you're a nonprofit campaign, you've got to report numbers like that because all the money you get is nonprofit and it's donated and it's free money. And you've got to look like you're doing something. You're not giving the investor any points back on his money, so, well, you got to make some outrageous claims like that, don't we? Yeah.
Use power. That's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. We see it in every job. It's the same thing.
Thank you, Louis. And now, we must go to the dark side.
Can you give me any help for $25,000?
No, not that dark side. The Star Wars dark side.
All right, go a half an hour. Do I get $50,000?
Again, you know what? What would you do with all that money?
I need to try and raise $25,000 to enter in the Academy Awards, and I think it's a fantastic risk because we have a tremendous chance. There's about 200 members that vote on it, and they all get. You have to give them a DVD now.
You give them a DVD. Yes, you've never told us the title of this movie. What is this new movie you're talking about that's up for an Academy Award?
My film Unrepented did very well in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't, because I asked him. I said, "Well, fly out here and I'll film you."
Who? What?
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Yes, I've got that. And yes. Okay, right. Moving on. Records show darker side to grandma accused of murder. Yes, the evil Dark Lord has turned another in Detroit. Sylvia Majewska, an accomplished painter. She moved in local art circles, worked as an appraiser, and traveled abroad to study with renowned architects and their wives. A watercolorist by trade and Wayne State professor. One weekend in November, she slit the throat of her disabled son and beat her infant granddaughter to death, according to Oakland County Sheriff's Office investigators and prosecutor. You know, nothing quite says that you've chosen the dark side like slitting the throat of your disabled son and beating your infant granddaughter to death. Jenny, why don't we have the sound bites there? You know, the dun 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 dun. You know, or maybe just record that snippet of me and play it back, and we'll loop it during this story. This is awesome. 65-year-old Sylvia is in the Oakland County Jail on suicide watch. She was released Tuesday last week from the hospital following an apparent suicide attempt in Oxford, where investigators say she attacked her son, Dareen Gailey, 29, and sliced his throat with a box cutter, likely as he lay sleeping. She then beat to death 7-month-old Charlie Lillian, her granddaughter. The attacks took place sometime between the night of November 22nd and the morning of the 23rd, when police discovered the bodies and found Majewska bleeding from the wrists of self-inflicted wounds. Yes. Majewska was arraigned in her hospital bed December 8th, charged with 2 counts of first-degree premeditated murder. Investigators have been unable to interview her thus far, but say they have evidence she planned the killings because she believed her son, who suffered from cognitive disorders, would be better off dead, as would the baby. The notion of a grandmother and mother of 4 grown children stalking through a house, killing family members, is a stark contrast to her public persona as an artistic soul, painting landscapes around the world and assisting with projects at the Detroit Institute of Arts. She once was the director of the Starkweather Art and Cultural Center in Romeo, and her online resume lists her former exhibition director of the Paint Creek Center for the Arts in Rochester, New York. The Center for Creative Studies once provided her a splendid opportunity to study in Italy under the tutelage of architect Marco Nobili and his wife Louise, a former Wayne State University professor and noted watercolorist. But thousands of court documents that span almost 2 decades show a completely darker side, painting Majewska as a controlling and determined woman intent on directing her son Darin's life. Even when he was a small boy, and particularly after he was diagnosed with a seizure disorder and cognitive disabilities, as anyone who graduates in the United States is. There we go. Yeah, well, Mom was very, very angry. When Darine Gailey fell in love with a woman who had her own mental health issues, Amanda Hendrick of Cairo, in the mid-2000s, Majewska was distraught. According to police records, Hendrick received Social Security benefits because of a bipolar condition. Majewska, alarmed at the budding romance, filed motions in Oakland County Probate Court to become her son's legal guardian, along with his father, Andrew Gailey. According to rescues, sorry, it's Monday. According to records, Majewska insisted her son draft a will in 2009 that specifically left Hendrick out, as well as any children they might have, and instead left his home, valued at $66,000, to Majewska. Well, I think if I was his lawyer, I would submit to the court, how does he have a home worth $66,000 and be mentally incapable of handling things himself? There we go. Case dismissed. And she insisted further that in 2012 that Hendrick sign a prenuptial agreement relinquishing any claim she might have on Gailey's assets should they marry. Yes, because you don't want to let go of that $66,000 house. That's huge. That's some serious assets there. You could, well, what could you do? You could sell that and like buy a boat, like a 19-footer or something, something like that.
No, I don't, because I asked him. I said, "Well, fly out here and I'll film you." Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
All right, so you film them having sex, and then what? Well, when they married at a formal wedding in Cass City in August 2013, Majewska was livid and refused to attend. Soon she was filing motions in a black cape to have the marriage annulled, and when that failed, she then was seeking a divorce. This is when the helmet came along. She also sought a personal protection order against Hendrick, saying that Hendrick had physically assaulted her son. The order was granted but lifted a few months later. Both Hendrick and Gailey denied any abuse ever took place. The divorce, which Majewska filed on Gailey's behalf as his guardian, was just 17 days old when the killings took place. According to one attorney involved in the case, Majewska lived in fear that Gailey would remarry Hendrick and have more children. Darane loved Amanda, and he wanted to be with her, said attorney Thomas Brennan Fraser, who was appointed by the Oakland County Probate Court in April 2013 to oversee Gailey's financial affairs as a conservator. He wanted to be married to her. There was nothing to keep him from disappearing and marrying her again, and Sylvia was never going to let that happen. This is where she developed the lightsaber. Majewska grew so belligerent as the marriage progressed and Hendrick became pregnant with Charlie that Fraser grew concerned about his own safety and that of his staff. He refused to meet with Majewska on court matters except at the Oakland courthouse, and only then after she had passed through several force detectors. Yes. I always felt very comfortable around Darane, he said, but I didn't know that Sylvia was capable of. She was very, very angry. It was an anger that appears to date back decades, according to court records. Majewska holds a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree and a master's degree in art from Wayne State. Married Andrew Gailey in 1980 and was a second marriage for both. She had 2 children from her previous marriage, and they owned the Lakeville Nursery, a plant and landscaping company in North Oakland County. Darane was born in 1985, followed by his sister Carolyn 2 years later. In 1996, Gailey inherited nearly $1 million from his parents and put $500,000 in a joint account with Marjuska, according to court records. Within weeks, that money was gone as the construction of the Death Star began. There we go. It began a long, sometimes ugly court battle that dragged on for nearly 10 years. Yes, a long, long time ago. Darane, frequently at the center of the litigation, Marjuska began presenting the court with handwritten letters, almost illegible, that she insisted Darane had written, claiming he was being abused and neglected by his father during visitation. Marjuska disliked her ex-boyfriend, allowed Darane to ride off-road vehicles on the property, and her husband owned one up north. In one letter, now part of the court files, the boy wrote, quote, "I like to ride our four-wheelers and snowmobiles up north. My mom worries because I flipped one four-wheeler into the creek. I also hit a tree." Oh, come on. You know what? Name me one stormtrooper who hasn't hit a tree was one of those things, huh? There you go. She wasn't just feuding with her ex-husband, she was fighting with neighbors. Yeah, suing them in 2002 over the use of their driveway, which ran adjacent to her property, accusing them of harming her apple trees and causing drainage trouble on her land. Oh, she's a force now to be reckoned with. Yes. Like Marjuska, Gailey was also Darane's guardian. He, too, attended probate court hearings. Quote, "He was a calming influence on Darane," Attorney Fraser said. "I would see him standing in the hallway talking to Darane with his hands in his pockets, nodding. Darane would do anything for his dad. But Marjuska, the force to be reckoned with, and Gailey took a back seat to his wife's role in trying to manage their son's life," Fraser said. "It was just too hard to go up against Sylvia," Fraser said. "So we gave her the Hoth system." A document signed by Marjuska dated November 22nd, the Saturday she was with Darane and Charlie in the Oxford house. Investigators said they think it's likely the killing took place that day, before the ink was even dry, based on the conditions of the bodies. In the report, Marjuska wrote that her son's mental health was, quote, "much improved because of, quote, that manipulative woman is gone." Yes, that woman being Ben Kenobi. Yes. "He has his old friends back, he has his family relationships, and they have stabilized," she wrote, before dropping it in the mail. The document arrived at the courthouse November 24th. By then, the bodies had been removed from the modest three-bedroom home, the yellow police tape strung up across the lawn in the flapping wind. There we go. Yeah. Isn't that a nice lady, Darth Gramma there? I think that's... she should win like an All-Star American Nice Lady Award. I think. That's just me. We gotta go for our next commercial break. We'll be back in 2.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum, 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
When you have cable and can't record all your shows, you feel unhappy. When you feel unhappy, you go to happy hour. When you go to happy hour, you're up for anything. When you're up for anything, you head to a Turkish bathhouse. When you head to a Turkish bathhouse, you meet Charlie Sheen. And when you meet Charlie Sheen, you reenact scenes from Platoon with Charlie Sheen. Don't reenact scenes from Platoon with Charlie Sheen. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Instead of mailing everyone my vacation photos, I'm saving a ton of time by posting them to my wall.
Ooh, I like that one.
It's so quick. It's just like my car insurance. I saved 15% in just 15 minutes.
I saved more than that in half the time.
I'd unfriend you.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
15 minutes for a quote isn't how it works anymore. With Esurance, 7.5 minutes could save you on car insurance. Welcome to the modern world. Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
So do you guys think being fast is better than being slow?
Yes! It's better to be fast, to not be bitten by a werewolf, and then you'll be turned into one, and you'll have to stay in, and then you'll have to get shade because you'll be too hot, and then you're like... which means I wish I was back to a human.
What?
It's not complicated. Faster is better. And AT&T is the nation's fastest 4G LTE network for your iPhone 5.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
From all of us at HTLA Radio 1 New York, happy holidays! Yeah, whatever, buddy. I sound like I'm on helium. Happy holidays! Holy crap! Yeah, it's the excitement of the season, ladies and gentlemen. You just don't get any more excited than, well, when you got to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars decorating your whole place. And then when you finally get that done, then, it's the countdown. And when that stress goes away, then you sit there under the tree and the whole family's there and opening up crap they don't like and thanking you and hugging you for it. And you doing the same. Yes. Yuletide fun. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Still 48 degrees in the city right now. Central Park is clear and sunny on this December 15th, 2014. 16 more days now till January, huh? Yeah, the big HTLA Radio 2 launch coming up there. And again, if you hadn't had a chance to check it out yet, be sure to go check out the big old website there, HTLAradio1.com. That's the number 1, not the ONE. Then you'd be like a fool and all that stuff. No, don't be a fool. Press 1. Yes. And Christmas will indeed smack you in the face just as hard as it smacks me every time I go there every day because, well, that's where we work here and everybody's got the site open here and the music. Oh, the music. Did you hear that, Louis? The damn music. There you go. Yeah, so today on the big show, all kinds of stuff. Just had a segment there on Darth Gramma. Yes, the evil pupil, the evil one herself, taking advantage of course, the retarded family. Because, well, it's a retarded family. Yeah, taking them for, an astonishing $66,000. Yes. Oh, the music.
The music is fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you got to hear it.
Louis, I hate to break it to you. You see these headphones on? Louis is actually on video in the HTLA 2 studio here. He can see me and I can see him. And of course, he sees me with my New York Yankees hat on here with my big studio headphones on top of those. And I hear things in here, Louis. I'm not just talking. I can hear all kinds of music. So don't you worry, don't you fret. I've got your back when it comes to music. There you go. Oh, let's see what else got kicking around the old thingy here for you today. Oh, what do we got? Oh, how about turtles that breathe through their ass? Huh? Yeah, I'm not kidding. No, I'm not. No, sir. No, ma'am. Whatever you may be to me. There you go. Near extinction, yes, but turtles that breathe through their ass. There we go. The days of the white-throated snapping turtle, yes, and there is a Latin pronunciation for it that I am not even going to attempt. Nope. Appear to be numbered, according to the Australian government. Ah, yes, that lovely prison island again. They have recently declared the particular snapping turtle, the white-throated snapping turtle, thank you, to be critically endangered. If that isn't attention-grabbing enough, well, no, because it's not really, but anyway, consider that the animal prompted a biologist to talk like this, quote, These turtles breathe out of their ass, which is super awesome, end quote. That's James Cook University researcher Jason Schaefer, who spent 8 years of his entire life studying these turtles in a habitat where dams, agriculture, and, well, predators are making it increasingly difficult for them to survive, reports Scientific America. One of Australia's largest freshwater turtle species, which can live up to 100 years old, the white-throated snapping turtles do indeed possess the unusual skill. Cloacal respiration is what they call it, by which they extract oxygen from the water via their ass, reports James Cook University. Thanks to dams, though, water is becoming too sluggish for this kind of breathing, bringing the reptiles to surface where they are vulnerable to predators and restricting them from traveling to find mates. And what girl wouldn't be impressed with a guy who can breathe out of his butthole? Huh? You betcha. You don't even have to go to eHarmony for that. That's something you can find on Craigslist. Mm-hmm. Also, their eggs take 7 months to hatch, plenty of time to be eaten or trampled. Almost nothing is surviving, Schaefer says, and there's nothing coming up to replace them. Pretty soon we'll blink and there will be no more left. Yes, except little turtle shells. Yes, turtles that used to breathe out of, well, I guess, their ass.
That was a mistake on my part.
No, no, this time I'm definitely going to disagree with you on that. You had nothing to do with that.
He called me, and he called me, and he kept calling me, and I wouldn't answer the phone.
Well, why would you? You know, anybody who's going to accuse you of, you know, making extinct the little turtles that breathe out of their butt, yeah, you shouldn't pick up the phone at all.
My film, Unrepented, did very well in Europe.
Yes, it did. Yes, and you're a millionaire from that. And
power, that's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. We see it in every job. It's the same thing.
That's why you join me, actually, every day from Mill Bay Studios in beautiful Mill Bay, British Columbia, is because you don't work anymore. You don't have to, right? Huh?
No, I don't, because I asked him, I said, well, fly out here and I'll film you.
Uh-huh. But you need money from me?
Can you give me any help for $25,000?
Okay, well, moving on. Yes, Americans are mostly okay with religious displays on public property, apparently. Yes. And I guess they're not including Islam on there, because I'm not okay with all those terrorists in the protest for Ferguson. I'm not, no. But when it comes to religious holiday displays, Americans show that their views are a bit complicated. Most Americans are okay with religious holiday displays on government property as long as multiple symbols are represented, according to new Pew research. The poll released today found that 44% of Americans thinks that Christian symbols should be allowed on government property regardless of whether religions are represented. 28% said that those symbols should not be allowed unless they're accompanied by symbols of other faiths. An example would be that nativity scene can be displayed if a menorah is also present. Whereas 20% said there should be no religious symbols on a government building or property, period. 8% apparently don't know. Matt Sharp, an attorney for the Alliance Defending Freedom, says while lawsuits pop up often in regard to religious displays, the courts typically side with the government entity or school district if there's a secular or educational purpose for including the religious elements in the display of or a school production. Really? Because how come kids in American schools can't wear the American flag 4 days out of the year? Huh. Funny that. Let's take that one to court. Depending on how you view separation of church and state, the findings could prove encouraging for both sides. From one view, 72% of U.S. adults favor Christian symbols on government property in at least some cases, while nearly half of Americans, 48% to be exact, think Christian displays should be accompanied alongside ones from other religions or not allowed at all. Barry Lynn, the executive director for Americans United for Separation of Church and State, says there should be an all-or-nothing rule when it comes to religious displays on government property. The separation of church and state means the government doesn't pick the most popular religious group and honor them in a specific way, Lynn said. The poll found that those likely to not want religious symbols on taxpayer property had no religious affiliations and seldom never attended religious services. Well, let's see, that's 31% and 38%, so let's do the math. That's 69. 69% of Americans, don't go to church, so what does it matter? There you go. There you go. But let's get those Walmart ads up on the lawn of the U.S. Capitol and the White House. Let's do that. Yeah. Well, it's funny because people who often, see me smoking, they're like, oh, you're going to get a stroke. You're going to get a stroke. Mm-hmm. You're going to stroke out. You're going to get a stroke. Well, I got some news for you, ladies and gentlemen, people out there. Yes, I do. How about a 4-year-old boy who had a stroke? Huh? I got a 4-year-old boy. That's right. 4. Count them.
We were 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award.
And you didn't.
And we didn't.
No. There you go. So just shut up. I'm doing a story. Yes, a 4-year-old boy went on a couple of roller coaster rides during a family vacation over this past summer and left the amusement park with a torn carotid artery. Doctors report in the Journal of Pediatric Neurology that the jerkiness and gravitational forces on the ride appear to be the culprit, and that tear resulted in blood clots that traveled to the boy's brain, causing a stroke. The boy began vomiting the next day and then developed a droop on his left side of his face, and on the flight home soon couldn't walk. Reports are Eureka alerts. The doctors say that while several cases of stroke resulting from roller coaster rides have been documented in adults, this is the youngest known case. They've identified only 2 other pediatric cases in medical literature at all, a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old. Researchers note that children under 10 possess weak neck muscles and relatively large heads, a hypermobility that makes them more vulnerable to such tears, albeit rarely. 6 months after this event, which doctors treated with low-dose aspirin, the boy still has weakness on his left side, but is able to move his arm, grip objects, talk normally, perform above average in school, and even take karate lessons, which is part of his therapy, reports CBS News. Another 4-year-old boy is fighting a mystery illness that has left him completely ravaged by strokes. Yes. 4 months ago, a Long Island boy, Adam Leifkowitz, was a healthy, happy kid who liked to play on monkey bars and climb trees with his friends. More than 15 strokes later, the 4-year-old is barely recognizable to his parents, diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disorder called primary central nervous system vasculitis. Adam has not responded to typical treatment, stumping every doctor who has looked at his case. Well, get one from Canada. Yeah. The strokes have left the boy's legs limp and right eye closed. He uses a catheter to go to the bathroom, and steroids have packed on 25 pounds. Quote, he's fighting and really trying, but it's weighing on him, Adam's father, Evan, says. He's stuck in a room and wants to go out on my shoulder like he always does. It's getting tough on him. While Adam battles, he's not building the mysterious source of his illness. No, he's battling it, thank you. In a Philadelphia children's ICU, supporters have, of course, set up an online fundraising campaign to help cover what could amount to hundreds of thousands of dollars in medical care. As of yesterday, more than half of the $50,000 goal had been reached. And today, well, we're at $35,868. And I'm going to give you the link here. So get your pens and paper out and get the hell over there and give them some goddamn money. That's right. Because I'm not going to stroke out, but this little 4-year-old is, and you need to get off your butts and send him some goddamn money. So, please join me in going to www.youcaring.com/medical-fundraiser/sweet-adam-fight-against-degos-disease. Yes, you go there and do that. You listeners out there. Yes. And for those of you getting or downloading the podcast, you can look in the comments section, and I will, of course, which I am doing right at this very second, as we speak on live radio, putting the, of course, the link right there in the live chat, and you can go ahead and see that and see it. It's in the info, and Bob's your uncle. There you go. Click on that. Go help him out. Shut the hell up. Don't want to hear you anymore. You're so damn concerned about my health at almost 50. You just go, instead of opening your mouth to me and telling me something that I already know, yeah, go throw $10 towards that kid because he needs it a lot more than I need your comments. Thank you. But again, if you like to send me those comments, don't have a stroke, you can send them, of course, to producer@htlaRadio1.com. And tell me not to have a stroke. There we go.
The music is fantastic.
I know.
Oh, you got to hear it.
I do. Right now. See, I'm listening. See, look, I'm bopping. See? There you go. Huh? Nothing but talent here, I'll tell you. I'm not. No, I am not the... I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Jeez. Well, we're going to go for our last commercial break on the special Monday Mocha Extendo edition. Yes, 90 minutes of joy and fun with me, the Stroker. That'll be my nickname. Oh, yeah, tune into Coffee and Cigarettes with the Stroker. It's the show where every show could be my last. There you go. So... don't say that's not fun, huh? Yeah. All right, gang, we'll be back in 2.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Good morning. Welcome to Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop,
where fresh always tastes better.
What can I make you this morning?
How about our new flatbread breakfast paninis? Made fresh, just for you, with your favorite breakfast ingredients on maple or multigrain flatbread, then grilled to hot, melted perfection. Just $2.99. Who couldn't warm up to that?
Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where quality really does meet value.
Glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
When you have cable and your picture freezes, you get irritable. When you get irritable, your work suffers. When your work suffers, the wrong man is convicted. When the wrong man is convicted, he has time to think. When he has time to think, he thinks about you a lot. And when he thinks about you a lot, your house explodes. Don't have your house explode. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
I always said shoes are like women. They inspire beautiful music.
But what about these?
Stilettos sound like this.
What does my fragrance inspire?
That's got soul.
My ties are beautiful. They don't need music.
Bringing the stars together. That's the magic of Macy's.
You walked into the hotel as a 5. But when she saw the room, you turned into a weird 7. When she saw the rooftop pool, you went to 11. You two should probably get a room. Oh, that's right. You already did. At Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
from all of us at HTLA Radio 1 New York, happy holidays! Oh, man, I swear, that boy's on crack. Welcome back to the show. On the big show this afternoon, Coffee and Cigarettes, HTLA Radio 1's Monday Mocha. Yes, the 90-minute extendo edition we do Mondays and Fridays here. Show's on every day, 3 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. Yes, and miss all this wholesome goodness. 48 degrees, Central Park still, nice and sunny. I don't think we're going to have any winter issues today. But then, of course, there's always tomorrow. Yeah. So we've had some fun so far on the show today. Yeah, I'm talking about Darth Gramma. Lots of good stuff there. And, of course, the mighty AR-15 takes the hit in courts. It's all the gun's fault. That makes me want to take mine and go out and start spreeing. Go hit some malls and take everybody out. Tell them out of ammo. Because it's the gun's fault. I'll be fine. They won't shoot me or arrest me. It's not me, man. It's the gun. Maybe I'll even wear a t-shirt that says that. It's not me, man. It's the gun. Then I'll be untouchable. Because I'll have a disclaimer on me. And after all, if you've got a disclaimer, you're pretty much untouchable in this country now, aren't you? You bet. Absolutely. Oh, well, welcome back to the final segment here, the big show today, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a lot of fun so far, or at least I have. If you're asleep, well, then, hey, this is a great place to come and sleep. I know Louis likes to come and sleep here. Right, Louis? Yeah?
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got that.
Wait a minute, I got lost. H-T-L-A.
Right.
Oh, H-T-L-A. Hell is that?
It's okay. You'll get that.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, some new news. We spoke earlier about, of course, the Sydney gunman, yes, taking over the coffee shop and seizing hostages, and the Sydney police just going in and killing everybody, yeah, because that's the way they do things there. They throw it, mate. Well, they have said this morning, of course, that it's not terrorist-related, but now, in this news just handed over from the HTLA Radio 3 news desk, the Sydney hostage taker had many run-ins with police, and he's Iranian. Yes, and they even sent a nice picture of him in his little burqa or durka or whatever the heck it is those terrorists wear over there during beheadings on YouTube. Yeah, he's wearing one of those. That's our gunman this morning from the coffee shop that wasn't a terrorist action. No. Yes, the Iranian-born gunman who seized hostages in a downtown Sydney cafe had a long list of run-ins with authorities that includes dozens of alleged sexual assaults on women stemming from his services as a spiritual healer even as long ago as 70 years. Yeah. He's just like another Bill Cosby. Look at that. Among those most serious allegations brought against Heron Monis, who was killed, of course, today when the police stormed the cafe, was accessory to the murder of his ex-wife. Monis, 50 years old, had been free on bail, and a former lawyer described him as a troubled individual acting entirely on his own. This is a one-off random individual, Manny Konditsis told Australian Broadcasting Corporation. It's not a concerted terrorism act or event. It's damaged goods. But he's an individual who's done something outrageous. Okay. Konditsis described his former client as a man of ideology so strong and so powerful that clouds his vision and common sense and objectiveness. Well, that sounds like terrorism to me. There you go. So that's the latest in. Yes, from the non-terrorist act, the man involved was a terrorist. There you go. Oh. And the woman who comforted the dying man moments after a crash in Houston. Yeah. A Houston man remains in jail Monday, charged with drunk driving, a wreck that killed a man on his way to work. A woman who came by the fatally injured man's side Thursday night, wants his family to take comfort in knowing that he was not alone after police said a white truck ran through a red light and smashed into the man's black SUV. Oh, see, it's a white truck smashing into an unarmed black SUV. Better get the race card out again. Seconds after Mandy McCracken saw the white pickup zip past her, she saw the SUV on its roof. Its driver, later identified as Chris Lopez, 40, oh, see, he's not white enough, was pinned inside and would later die in an area hospital. McCracken said she rushed to the driver of the SUV and started talking. A man hit you going 80 miles an hour, she said. You're not responsible for this. McCracken said Lopez, whose name she didn't know at the time, was unconscious but seemed to respond once she told him. I don't know if you're a Christian, and his arm twitched in recognition that he'd heard me. And I said, I'm going to pray with you. She stayed with him until police and firefighters arrived and used the jaws of life to extricate him. Somebody probably lost a brother, son, or friend, and it's all senseless, McCracken said. The driver of the white truck, Samuel Johnson, black, 24. Wait, I'm confused. Okay, the white guy's in the black truck, black guy's in the white truck. Oh, man. This is going to be a big gray area. There's going to be a lot of protesting. Well, Samuel Johnson was, of course, charged Saturday with driving while intoxicated, his third offense, and failure to stop and give information. Police say he had rear-ended another car and acted as if he would stop at a nearby gas station to exchange information, but the driver of that vehicle instead sped off before slamming into the SUV. Charges have not been filed in the death, but a second offense DWI in Texas could mean 30 days to a year in jail and a fine of up to $4,000. A third offense can be up to 7 years in jail and $20,000, plus a driver's license suspension of 6 months to 2 years. Well, that's kind of silly, isn't it? You could be in jail for 7, but we're going to suspend your license for 2 years. You can't drive in jail. Johnson, who was treated for his injuries and released in a Harris County jail on $10,000 bond. He had his first hearing, of course, today. Still shaken from what she saw, McCracken wants everybody celebrating this time of year to remember this. If you're going to drink, get a designated driver. And if you have a white SUV, well, you just stay white. There you go. There you go. And what else we got rolling around here for you on the big shoe? Oh, it's smoking news. Oh, yeah. Yes, it's the big smoking news. Phoenix, Arizona. An Arizona county is set to vote this week on whether to continue to hire smokers as community employees. Huh? There you go. Yeah, so you won't stop smoking. You won't subscribe to our PC bandwagon. You won't get on with us. You're just going to stand there and smoke like you're all cool and stuff. Yes, I am. Hang on. It's so much healthier, more healthy for you than Bubblicious. Yeah, now they're going to vote on whether to continue to hire smokers as county employees. So now, America, with our great free country, yes, the free country that men and women are still on foreign sands and shores dying for our right to be free, by the way. Just throwing that out there for some extra fun. Yeah. Now there's actual different counties in actual cities all across the USA meeting to discuss whether or not to hire cigarette smokers. Yes. Doesn't that take away my right? Well, not mine, because I'm Canadian. What the hell do I know? Doesn't that take away you filthy smokers out there listening to the sound of my voice? Yes, all of us together in one unified voice. Doesn't that take our ability away? I'm sorry. That's right. I'm so mad I'm kicking the dog. Yes, that's Bart, the HTLA Radio 1 pooch. I kick it every time I get a story like this. There you go. During a meeting last Tuesday at the Pima County Board of Supervisors, they will vote on the proposal to have the county government turn away job applicants who smoke. The proposal would impose a 30% health insurance surcharge on county employees who smoke starting in July, said Jeff Nordenson, the county's communications director. The primary thing they are trying to do is twofold, said Nordenson. One is have concern for the employees, and two, help lower the cost of providing benefits to our employees for the taxpayers. The county estimates it will save $13.4 million a year in tobacco-related expenses if the vote passes, according to Pima County memos. The demographics and cost effect of some smokers is just amazingly high, Nordenson said. Yeah. Well, I got to kick the dog some more. Oh. Pima County's initial proposal, released back in July, required all county employees to prove that they are tobacco and nicotine free with a drug test. Oh, really? Let's piss all over, privacy now, right? Can't tell me that any of those people who are getting piss tests for tobacco, oh, well, now we found marijuana in your system. You were drinking wine last night. You've got Xanax in your system. You've got sleeping pills and stuff. We're going to fire you. Huh? How about that now? Well, let's see. The county employees will go down to like 4 people left, right? If the Toronto mayor is doing lines of coke in office, then I'm sure these guys are. Oh, come on, really? Really? Well, according to Nordenson, there are no mandatory drug tests for everybody, he said. Oh, no, because you've just singled out the smokers. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the Nazis and the trains and the Jews, isn't it? Huh. New employees would have to certify that they're tobacco and nicotine free for at least a year, with either a doctor's note or a series of ongoing drug tests, Nordenson said. Current employees will need to verify that they have been tobacco-free for at least 12 months if they don't want to pay a surcharge, Nordenson said. The county will drug test only if an employee is caught smoking or if there is a reasonable belief that that employee is smoking. So just like the commies, turn in your neighbors. Yeah, you know Joe that drives truck 32? Yeah, I saw him smoking. Are you kidding, America? Really? Do I have to kick the dog again? Because I will. Oh, yes. Yes. And yes, I am smoking in HTLA Studio 2 because my show is Coffee and Cigarettes. There you go. There you go. Yes, you'll never know the joy, you non-smoking filth. The county estimates 32% of its more than 2,000 workers are current tobacco users. So they must have a division of secret investigators, yes, that go and investigate those 2,000 employees they have if they believe that 32% of them are estimated to be smoking. What does the Arizona County have internment camps, maybe run by Joe Arpaio, Oh, wait. No, Joe smokes. Yeah, why don't you stick that in your pipe and smoke it? Well, some say the proposal essentially prohibiting employees from smoking on their personal time could be seen as discrimination. Wow, you think? I'm surprised they even used that word in the story. Really? Oh, my goodness, no. You think that might be discrimination? What was it? Not even a month ago. Those same PCers on that same stinking bandwagon, which I swear I'm going to take those wheels off and put square ones on, were pressuring the U.S. military. Yes, they were, to stop soldiers from smoking. Yeah, you go over and you put your life on the line for us. We're not going to let you have a cigarette. You know what that's going to get, ladies and gentlemen? That's going to get a whole bunch of U.S. Marines to take off their gear and go over and put on a frickin' robe and start beheading the non-smoking Americans. That's what that's going to do. Mark my words. You don't train forces to kill with impunity based on orders and then take away their cigarettes. You just don't do that. And it's gotten so bad in the military. Also about 3 weeks ago, what did the military have to do? Oh, well, we can't use the word Negro. We can't use that word in our regulation book now. That's a bad thing. And as I so eloquently pointed out, your own Martin Luther King fought for that very term to be used. And I'm George Takei. I don't know where my voice is going today. I don't know. Oh, wait. It could be all that smoking. Yeah. Well, U.S. justices, yes, won't put the brakes on a police officer's mistake. No. Yes, it's another Supreme Court ruling. Let's get ready to protest. We need more runners. Nike Air Jordans now on eBay for $6.95 a pair. Yep. The Supreme Court ruled Monday that a police officer's mistake of law doesn't necessarily mean the black suspect goes free. Yes, the Chief Justice has ruled 8-1 that a North Carolina police officer made a, quote, reasonable error when he stopped a driver on the basis of one busted brake light, which, as it turned out, isn't illegal under state law as long as the officer's light's working. No, as long as the other light, thank you, is working. The traffic stop turned up a sandwich bag containing cocaine and resulted in drug trafficking convictions. Yes, so you didn't have probable cause because the light was busted out. Okay. Well, whatever. He still had cocaine, which resulted in drug trafficking convictions. Yeah. The decision was written by Chief Justice John Roberts. Justice Sonia Sotomayor was the lone dissent. Yes, Sotomayor, you might remember her from the Ferguson ruling. Yeah. The case argued on the 2014 terms opening day in October presented this question: can a police officer stop and search a car when the driver did nothing illegal, or would anything discovered be, as a defense lawyer Jeffrey Fisher argued, the fruit of the poisonous tree? Well, here's my 2 cents, gang. I'll go a little crash talk here for a minute. I got time. Oh, wait, no, I'm 2 minutes over. Oh, well, so what? You get it's a bonus show. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Monday Mocha Coffee and Cigarettes bonus show. There you go. That's right. That's right. Louis, screw it. We're going to stay on 24 hours.
He called me, and he called me, and he kept calling me, and I wouldn't answer the phone.
That's right. Did you hear me? I said we're going to go 24 hours. I'm just going to keep going.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
There we go. See? So he's all down. Jen, you good to sleep in the booth? Yeah? We can do that. I'd like to see you sleep in the booth. Yes, the poisonous tree. So if you want my 2 cents here, gang, I think anytime a police officer turns on the lights behind you and you're in your car, I don't think it should matter if you've done anything wrong. He's not going to pull you over, beat you, shoot you, and throw you in jail for the next 20 to life. He's not going to do that. He's pulling you over for something that maybe you should be made aware of as a safe motorist in our fine country. You know, to be totally honest, in Canada, police pulled me over before because I had a light out. And, you know, it wasn't illegal there either, but he was just pulling me over to let me know. You know, it wasn't smashed out with a billy club. He didn't do that. No, the lens was fine. It was the bulb that was burnt out. And he was just pulling me over as a courtesy to let me know that light was out and that I should get it changed. Thank you, I said, officer, and carried on. Of course, I didn't have cocaine with the intent to distribute. So I guess that's why I have that opinion. But if you do have cocaine and a reason to distribute, yeah, I can see you trying to use this technicality to get out of it, but sorry, not going to happen. And the Supreme Court agrees. Thank God. The Fourth Amendment protects only against unreasonable searches and seizures, and the court reasoned that the officer's mistake had been reasonable. In any case, it said the mistake was not enough to throw out the drug charge. Right. For which Nicholas Brady Helen received 2 10 to 12-month prison sentences for. To be reasonable is not to be perfect, and the Fourth Amendment allows for some mistakes on the part of government officials, Roberts wrote. Reasonable suspicion arises from the combination of an officer's understanding of the facts and his understanding of the relevant law. The officer may be reasonably mistaken on either ground, the Chief Justice added. Well, it's nice to see, some semblance of not moron idiots in the Supreme Court. That's nice to see. And I totally agree with them on the Ferguson deal, too. That made total sense, and yeah, so there it is. Well, gang, I'm not going to go 24 hours. I'm actually done now. I've got the CEO lady here ready to fire me for smoking in the studio. There we go. And, so hope you've enjoyed the show today, because Lord knows I have, haven't I? Oh, yes. That's all we got for today for you, but hey, coming up tonight, Straight Talk with Kate and Crash on HTLA Radio 1, coming up 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And don't forget to miss that one. And also, she's waving me off. There's a fire in the building. What's going on? Help me, Oprah Winfrey. I don't know. There we go. Yeah, so check out Straight Talk tonight, and it's going to be an awesome show. I'm not even going to tell you what it's about. You have to tune in, so there. And we'll catch you all tomorrow here for our regular coffee and cigarettes, 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to miss it. We'll catch you later.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
From all of us at HTLA Radio 1 New York, happy holidays!